Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of This Week in Magic Online Finance. My name is Chaz Andres, and as always, let's get started with the news. The biggest story of this week, well, how could it be anything other than the impending release of Core Set 2020? It is, of course, the second new Magic set releasing on MTGO within the past 5 weeks. So yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a little of the old preview fatigue. I mean, I'm as excited as anybody about 3 new Chandras, but even I can only look at so many new cards within a month and yeah, my eyes are kind of starting to glaze over. But here's the thing, we all need to really do our best to clear the fog from our brains and remain engaged, because Core Set 2020 is going to have a lot of opportunities to make money. For starters, core sets just tend to be under-opened relative to regular sets anyway. Add on to that the fact that, people were playing Modern Horizons and spending money on that and are kind of burnt out on previews, and the fact that people are opening fewer packs of newer sets period due to Arena, and you have the recipe for Core Set 2020 to be one of the more under-opened expansions in recent years. The result of this is likely to be a bunch of modern staples with higher than average prices on Magic Online. See, people still play a ton of Modern on Magic Online, but they're not going to open a lot of Core Set 2020. And that means that whatever Modern cards are in Core Set 2020 are likely to command much higher than average prices, especially while the set is still in its set redemption window. So, check out if you must, but if you can, try to stay engaged during preview season, because there are likely to be a ton of underpriced and undervalued staples to buy. Now, Core Set 2020 hasn't been fully previewed yet, so I don't even know all the cards in the set, much less which ones are going to be good buys. That said, the Modern Magic subreddit has already shared some exciting thoughts on cards like Scheming Symmetry, Legion's End, and even Sorin Imperious Bloodlord. I don't know if these 3 cards in particular are going to be good Week 1 buys until I see what they actually start selling for once the set releases on Magic Online. But I strongly suspect there will be good Week 1 buys, just like there were with Modern Horizons. So, definitely pay attention, see which previews are getting the most hype in Modern, and look to buy in during that first week. As soon as I have more specific advice for you about how to engage with Core Set 2020, likely once preview season is over, I will pass that advice along to you as soon as I can. Let's move on now to Gaining Ground, where in Standard it was Finale of Devastation, yet again, jumping another 5 tickets from 16 up to 21. And I told you last week that this card was likely to break the 20 ticket mark, and that has come to pass. In fact, at this point, now that I'm looking into the card a little closer, I'd be a little bit surprised if it doesn't hit the 30 ticket mark. Yeah, really, Finale of Devastation has some more room left to grow. Not only is Finale of Devastation shooting up the price charts due to its position as a set redemption bottleneck, but it's become a crucial part of the Post-Horizons metagame, specifically in the Devoted Druid combo deck. Those decks are really good, people are excited about playing them right now, and since so many fewer people are opening current sets due to Arena, the price of modern relevant mythics from current sets can get a bit nutty. So yeah, this card, I think it's going to keep on rising. Let's move over to Modern now, where the biggest gainer of the week was Mox Opal, jumping 10 full tickets from 30 up to 40. This shift has been pretty radical, but it's been a long time coming. Mox Opal, of course, is a lot more relevant in the Post-Horizons Modern metagame, but this is always going to be among the 5 or 6 most powerful cards in Modern as long as it's legal, so this price jump definitely makes sense. I don't think Mox Opal's going to stop gaining at 40 either. This card was 50 tickets as recently as this April, and it was as high as 70 tickets as recently as last April. I don't think it's going to get back up to 70 again, but you should be able to sell out between 50 and 60 if everything breaks right. On the flip side, I definitely pick up Mox Opals now if you're in the market. This card is going to break the 40 ticket mark and it's going to keep going. Its price chart is still pointing up. Let's move on to our biggest loser, where in Standard it was Arclight Phoenix for the second straight week, dropping 7 more tickets from 27 down to 20. Now, last week I did predict that Arclight Phoenix would drop below the 20 ticket mark, but I didn't expect it to happen this soon. I do think this card has a good long-term profile still, but due to how fast it's bottomed out, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up somewhere between the 10 and 15 ticket mark. At that point, Arclight Phoenix starts to look like a pretty good buy. The card is still very good in Modern, and, it's going to go up at some point. So, if you've been in the market for Arclight Phoenix, Its bottom may come as soon as this week. I would definitely start paying close attention to this price chart because there might be some serious money to be made if you get in at the very bottom of its market. Let's move over to Modern, where I'm pretty sure you can probably guess the biggest loser of the week already. That's right, it was Leyline of the Void, dropping 15 tickets from 30 all the way down to 15 before leveling off. This, of course, is due to the fact that Leyline of the Void is going to be reprinted in Core Set 2020, and that will increase the available supply of copies of this modern staple by quite a bit. Now, if you're looking to buy into Leyline of the Void, you should probably wait until Core Set 2020 has been released. Even though the set won't be opened in great numbers on MTGO, I bet you'll be able to find a copy of this Leyline for around the 10 ticket mark sometime on release week. I just wouldn't wait too long. Core Set 2020 is not going to be the draft format of choice for long, not many people are going to draft it anyway, and this card is clutch in Modern, so it is going to rebound quickly, but there will be a nice window for you to buy in at the bottom of the market starting in a couple of weeks. Now, the sneak of the week this week is Noble Hierarch, a card that's finally coming back to life after bouncing around the 7 to 8 ticket mark for several months. Noble Hierarch was pretty stable in the 30 to 40 ticket range back in 2018, and it crashed really hard during the big arena kerfuffle of last fall. Well, Noble Hierarch is finally relevant in Modern again, and the price has roughly doubled over the past couple of weeks. This is one I would definitely buy into sooner rather than later if you're in the market. I expect it to end up above the 20 ticket mark again soon, so if you want to pick yours up at a discount, do it now. The card is good, it's relevant again, it's back on its way up. As always, we're going to end the week by taking a look at the MTGO Trader's sales data over the past 7 days. And this gives us a great sense of which cards are selling the best right now, regardless of price increases or decreases. Looking at overall sales by volume, we have a new card near the top of this list in Goblin Matron. This, of course, is due to the impending reprint of Goblin Ringleader in Core Set 2020, and all of that has got people dreaming on modern goblins being a thing. I'd tell you to pick up your Auntie's Hovels and Warren Instigators in response, but the ship has kind of already sailed on those, as they've spiked in both paper and on MTGO this week. At this point, I'm definitely closer to selling my extra goblins pieces than buying in. Yes, goblins are sweet, I really want this deck to be good, but I want to see like a single list do a single thing before I start buying in, especially at current prices, which are definitely indicating that this deck is real, even though we don't actually know that yet. Selling into the hype like this is usually correct, and even though you might miss out on the next big thing, it's far more likely that you'll be able to sell these cards before they just sort of, peter out and die. Looking at overall sales by price, Force of Negation was the #1 card this week by a wide margin. And while Mox Opal was the #1 biggest gainer of the week in Modern by price, Force of Negation was #2 on this list as well. Its demand is real, its price is heading up, and these sales figures speak for themselves. I wouldn't be surprised, in fact, to see Force of Negation topping a lot of the Modern price charts over the next couple of years, so you may want to pick up your set now while they're still at least nominally available. And that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Chaz Andres, and I will see you again next week for another episode of This Week in Magic Online Finance.